In the distance, you see smoke rising from the trees. Dredge aren't known for setting fires, says Moger, but it does get their attention. We'd use fires like that to lead them along in the Great Wars. Yeah, but they wised up to that after a while, interjects another warrior. Or it could be someone trying to get our attention, claims Vassal. The other group from Shield were sent this way. No matter how you look at it, investigating will cause time. So if it's gonna cost us probably time and death, but do we check it out ourselves? I'm gonna send some Varl. Just yeah. Send a few warriors to look, you say. They disappear over the hill, and you keep a steady pace while you wait for them to return. They don't reappear, well past the time it should have taken. Well, we're gonna go ourselves, cause shit. Take Moger and a dozen warriors with you. You shuffle past dozens of dead slag and Varl before the clearing opens up. Hundreds of Varl sit near the fire, including those you sent to investigate. One puffs on a pipe. God damn it. Khan greets you. Your warriors said you wouldn't leave them. He explains that they had come from Shield and were surrounded, then lit a fire when they spotted you. Sorry you had to miss the fight, he grins, as his warriors join your caravan. Good. I'm okay with this. An extra 215 people. Moger comes to you privately. Seen some of the warriors disappearing, he says. At first, thought it was my imagination. Now I'm certain several have just gone missing. Mostly men, but some Varl too. Can't quite figure it. If it's abandonment, you can't let it stand. Let's go ahead and have him question the ones that returned. Couldn't get a straight answer out of them, he says on return, and others denied it outright. I can't question the humans directly, but I'll be damned if Ludin doesn't have something to do with this. I speak with him. I ordered it, says Ludin when you confront him. I sent my men to bring back gold from the cart you left behind. If you have a problem with your warriors joining them, maybe you could keep them under control. Pummel him in his stupid face. You left a pile of gold at the bottom of a hill, says Ludin. What are the chances it'll still be there months from now? The only reason we aren't each carrying a share is because you don't trust us. You're taking my money, but you're also not just gonna let somebody else take it. Threaten him if he doesn't stop. Already stopped, he says. We're too far now for anyone to catch back up to the caravan. His smug demeanor is nearly unbearable. You know what? Maybe I should have punched him. Maybe he deserves it. Your warriors demand a break. You halt the caravan with a sigh, but in all honesty, you're starting to feel the altitude and weariness yourself. Moger leans on a fallen tree, fiddling with the crust of a bread. Getting colder, he says, staring into the distance. You can see Ridgehorn just start to peek around the mountains. A flock of ravens float across the clear sky towards the fort. We should follow those birds. It's bland, isn't it? Without another word, Moger starts running towards the birds and tumbles over the cliff. Suddenly, he's gliding through the air, flapping his arms for all they're worth. He swoops towards Ridgehorn before bursting into flames and plummeting into the tower, which crumbles like a log from a smoldering campfire. Somebody's crazy. Think you've lost your mind and you wake up. You don't remember setting up camp or falling asleep in front of crackling logs. What is going on, you mutter. Moger approaches you at the campsite, or campfire. Hakan, did you see it? He starts. Yeah, you both agree to keep it to yourselves. Alrighty then. Alright. I'm sure you've seen them, Moger says, but we're being followed. Dredge have been on our asses since we left the Godstone. Lots of them. I'm sure there's plenty in front of us too, but we're just a half day out from thick woods. We might just lose them there. Do we get ready for a fight or lose them? You know what? Let's get some XP in. I want the two groups to meet up already. Inside the woods, you get the distinct sense that Dredge have more or less surrounded you and in great numbers. Their dark shapes create unsettling patterns as they slide between the trees in every direction. At least it's not as bad as it could have been if you hadn't taken out a good portion of them already, you think to yourself. Call them over around. Any ideas? Yeah, pray to whatever god you like. There's more of them waiting on the other side of the woods than we've seen so far. We may be seriously outnumbered, especially if we wait. Ursa appears unexpectedly. What if, she says, patting her arrows knowingly, you could set part of the woods on fire to draw their attention while you escape, or try to draw them into a trap. Was this your idea, you ask? She shrugs innocently. Honestly, draw them into the woods and set them on fire sounds amazing. Let's just do that. Create a line of shield bangers and unleash volleys of arrows in the direction, luring frustrated swaths of them to the trees. At your command, Ursa flings flaming arrows in key locations. The trees erupt and fire spread quickly. Many fall immediately, but the varl start to lose their nerve. Soon the caravan is in disarray. Some fighting, others fleeing from the grove. No. Ursa's vanished. Ludin rushes past in a state of terror. You break from trees, hoping to regroup. Ah, that sucks. Loss of people. Where's Ursa? Behind you, varl are following your lead, though not as many as you had hoped. The dredge, distracted by the fire, have thankfully not yet noticed your escape. English is hard. Isn't she with you? Did you make her do it? Where is she? I didn't make her do anything. It was her idea. Ludin stares into the flames, face blank. He's trying hard not to show what this means to him. A miserable moment lingers. We've got to get out of here, Hakan. We bought minutes at the most. We don't know that she's gone. Anyway, maybe she'll catch up to us. Ogre gathers the others. Someone drags Ludin along, against his will. But you hear no outbursts or insults. It's almost worse that way. I like how I go and like start working on the archer chick and then she just dips out. Morale declined and everything. At least it's still good morale. I'm just hoping to hit a city already. I don't know if I'm having to loop all the way around to get up there or not. That slow walk. At least we have a good chunk of people still. Kind of surprised that that rock is holding up as much as it is. And this town looks like it's seen some shit too. That's just a really nice, quiet dredge through the snow. Kind of surprised that banner is actually holding up as well as it is. I wonder if we're actually going to end up having to go and like fight a whole war and get a whole bunch of people together just like in one big group, or if we're going to have like 3 or 4 small groups to, work on over time. We'll see. What is this mess about? Looks like a full-scale battle happened, and recently. But only dredge bodies remain. Maybe we'll see something from the tower. Have varl search the buildings and make sure there's no dredge waiting on it. And don't set up camp or make a fire. We'll take a look and then get out of here before anything else goes wrong. You mean more wrong. Alright, so check the tower, I suppose. Right, you lean on a crumpled wall, watching endless waves of dredge marching below. Satisfied, Hakan? Moger asks. The vast number of dredge remind you of the Great Wars. I've seen enough, you reply. Let's get out of here. Moger stands over the bodies of the man and woman. Think the slag came up here for these two? Asked Moger, waving his bladed weapon in their direction. Why would anyone be here? No clue, says Moger. They're definitely not dressed for it. Something wrong about all this. The girl is definitely dead, but a frown crosses his face as he bends an ear to the man's chest. This one's still breathing. The clang of metal reaches you from the courtyard below. Muffled by the thick snow, you curse. Quick, back down. Bring the live one. You skip stairs as you descend, shouting orders to the Varl below. Ah, another war. Formations again. What's going on? I had one eye on the fight. Next time I look down, dredge are swarming into the courtyard. Can't tell how many more are waiting out there, but it's a lot. If we're gonna get back across the bridge, it'll be a fight. Any options? Not really, unless you want to wade into that valley. We're gonna have to leave the same way we came in. Hakan, I think you should take a look at this. Nearby, the man had been bundled and laid near a short wall protected from the wind. It's okay. I think this man is a mender. That raises more questions than it answers. What of it? The Spellweavers in Ridgehorn? Why? Maybe they knew something about what's happening. If he's going to tell us anything, we need to get out of here alive. But first we need rest. I agree, let's decide how we're going to defend this dump in case they attack again. Each day we wait here, the dredge are going to pile up. How many will there be tomorrow? Double? What about the next day? Look, it's your call, Hakan, but we can't cut and run on this one. There's only one way out. If anyone falls fighting here, they'll be left behind. We need to rest because all of my people are basically dead. Let's ask Ludin what he wants to do. Give him the chance. Maybe if we're nice to him, he'll stop being such a dick. But if he decides to still be a dick, then he doesn't get another chance. Take a running leap from the tower, Khan. I could not care. Fine. We rest then. Spread the word and meet back here soon. Set up a watch, says Moger. Who knows what the dredge will do in the meantime. Might try to starve us out or wear us down. Might try to hide their numbers. What do you want to do? Let's focus on just getting everybody healed up, and then we can dip out fast. When you're ready to leave, give the word. Until then, I'll see to it that everybody is in fighting condition before we make our escape. So, we're ready. What's our approach? Feel like we can probably... Fight defensively is probably a good idea. Let's try it. So alliance of shield bangers, we might be able to force their way over the narrow pass and put us in a much better position. Could be a safe option, but it depends on exactly how many are out there. Sure. Your shield bangers gather at the front of the group and push forward through bashing maces and exploding shrapnel. With few casualties, the caravan has crossed the land bridge. Now it just remains to fight your way out. As Moger predicted, they surround you from every direction. You start cracking heads as soon as the shields give way to the crush of enemies pushing past. With the first wave of dredge out of the picture, you stop and take stock of the battlefield. Your warriors are doing as well as you could hope. Fortunately, there were enough of them to pull it off. The dredge are furious, but falling quickly. You think you could safely outdistance them at this point. You're almost free of this nightmare. What to do? Definitely just get out of here. You take stock of the survivors. It hurts to think of how many you lost to get this far, with nothing but an unconscious mender to show for it. You hope it was worth it. Definitely kind of wondering who that person was that we ended up picking up. hopefully, yeah, it was worth it. Hopefully they turn out to be something that's helpful, especially if they're a healer. If they're a healer, they're amazing. But losing so many people and so many of my characters getting screwed up and supplies and all of that for one dude is a little iffy. Oh, we're probably going to switch to the other group now. I do really like this game, though. I like the setup of it. I like the characters, the builds, you know, the combat style, the story. Well, hasn't been fleshed out too much yet. Looks like it has promising bit to it. So we'll see. Plus, I've just heard a lot of really good stuff about it. Though the names are a little bit iffy. I know I'm screwing stuff up, but I'm just running with it. Past that, it's good. Alright. Khan, join me a moment. There's something I thought you'd want to see. Is it a welcoming party from Grofheim, bearing mead? That's about the only thing I want to see. No such luck. The mentor from Ridgehorn woke up. He says his name is Avend. Sounds like a mentor name. How is he? Not well. Where are we? A day or two from Grofheim. We found you at the Tower of Ridgehorn. What were you doing there? Grofheim. No, that's the wrong way. Juno. Where is she? Where's the woman who's with me? She didn't make it, my friend. We only brought the living with us. No, we have to go back. I don't think so. We barely made it out 2 weeks ago. Do you know why the dredge were crawling all over Ridgehorn? Dredge? We have to go back. It's a damn graveyard, boy. I'm sorry, Evan. The girl was dead when we got there. What we have to do is tell Jordan what's happening and prepare for a bloody war. So if she's dead, I couldn't save her. I couldn't save her. Avon suddenly looks spent. He slips to the ground and you motion for some Varl to help him onto the cart. Not what I'd hoped to hear, and not sure what I was hoping. Come on, Ubin. Sooner we get to Grofheim, the better. Well, fun! That's probably
Dread
cause some
grips
issues.
me as we approach Grofheim. None of us expected to see a city unscathed. But what we find steals the very breath from my lungs.
That's not good. First off, how you getting down that cliff? Second, oh shit. Well, lest they not come home. Right, I mean, at least it's not that far away from each other. I mean, we could probably meet up in like a chapter or two. What did I tell you, Rook? The man has a crazed look about him. He stands, axe pointed in your direction, on the other side of a dozen men. I kill you, son of a bitch. Remember what I said? Think carefully about what you want. This is what you get. Akil walks away, leaving you to deal with his thugs. I hate to admit it, Rook, but you're right. We can't stay here. If we're not murdered in our sleep, it's only a matter of time before the dredge finds their way in. There's nobody defending these walls. I'm sorry about that. You spot Alette looking at one of the thugs. She cocks her head to the side. Dad, I think he's still alive. Ivar lifts him to his feet by his tunic. He groans from the pain. Why did Akil try to kill us? He's a damned lunatic. Figure that yet? Why would Frostfell's chieftain put a madman in charge of his guards? That's what he told you? He never put Echo in charge. As soon as those gates were shut, Echo walked into the great hall and sliced open the chieftain like a narwhal. Saw it myself. Akil wasn't a captain. Look at him. Yeah, makes sense. I mean, he was playing us. Nice and obvious. Can't say I'm too surprised. This whole place is a death trap. Where can we go? By now, the dredge have already flooded the south, I'm sure. Wormtoe's the only thing that makes sense across the wastes. I might know someone there who can help us. And the dredge probably won't follow us over into the wastes. They didn't in the Great Wars. Because of that sentence, food's already running low. I know where Akil keeps his supplies, I'll tell you. If you take me with you. What's the catch? No catch. I want out of here as much as you do. Just never had anywhere to go. I'm not the only one. Get the supplies, and there are plenty of fighters who are desperate to get out of here. That might solve a few problems. You know what? I'm kind of tempted. If we're lucky, I'll get a chance to put a dagger in Akil. Either way, he's going to feel it. Suddenly running out of food might change his plans a bit. What's your name? Onif. Why do you just want to know whose face I'm going to break if things go wrong? But, yeah, I like the archers. I've always liked archers in games. I just wish that they did more. Yeah, I mean, that's possible too. It seems like, I don't know, the traps, from what I have, it's one spot on the map and they have to walk over that trap. And while I can kind of do that for the melee, I don't know. I'll try it though. I'll see if I can actually get them to sit in one spot. Onif leads you to an inconspicuous building. This is them, he says to the handful of guards inside, who lower their weapons. In a concealed basement, you find an enormous store of food and sundries. Grab what you can, he mutters. See, and then there's also the whole side, do we just completely clear the city out? And if I do this, he's probably gonna end up coming to fight us, but you know what? Yeah, let's do it. Hauling the entire store of supplies out of a basement takes more time than you expected. Each moment you imagine Akil's men rounding the corner. Yells in the distance mark that fear becoming a reality. You get the others out and emerge from the building in time to meet them in battle. Before long, the last of the stores is cleaned out. As you're turning to leave, a valuable-looking necklace with a deep green stone catches your eye, and you decide to keep it for yourself. Oh, plus 35 fighters. Onif leads you and his trusted fighters out of the city before more men show up. Bodies and dredge fill the fields in front of Frostville. You consider the best way to leave. And yeah, let's just go ahead and dip on out. Outside the walls, things are a mess. Dredge are everywhere. Fortunately, they're going around the hill on which Frostville sits, heading south, and show little interest in following as you cross into the wastes. You're finally free of Frostville, but find yourself facing new problems. You hope that whoever Ivor knows at Wormtoe is willing to help. Must miss that, but... Back on the road again. A group of men with broad shoulders and thick cloaks approach the caravan. They might be outlaws, you hear nearby, and the idea quickly ripples through the clansmen. One of the strangers approaches, saying, "We've run out of food. Any help would be welcome." His hard eyes reveal nothing of his motivations. Consider how you want to approach this. Do we take him with? Do we give him supplies? Fight with us and earn your food is definitely a possibility, but it's anytime that you grab people like that, you always wonder if they're going to be like, oh, hey, thanks for that, and then stab you in the back. Let's ask them how they came to be here first. The men get nervous and reveal sturdy weapons. Your warriors step forward until the leader holds out a hand, saying loudly, "The last group to ask us questions tried to kill us. Tried. Let's keep this simple. Will you help us or not?" You know what? Fight with us and earn your food. The men look surprised by your offer. In short order, they join the caravan and start sharing tales and drinks. Unfortunately, it is less than a day later that you discover they've vanished along with a sizable portion of your supplies. Those bastards. Oh well, is what it is. I tried. The caravan is buzzing with worry. In the distance, someone has spotted a large number of dark figures following you. "The dredge," cries one woman, but something about it tells you they don't quite look like dredge. "Gods be damned," chokes Onif, standing on one of the carts to get a better view. "Worse than dredge. That's Akil." The news spreads throughout the clansmen like wildfire. "Akil? Why would he?" starts Odaf. "Unless he's after you, Onif. He's insane. interjects Onif, and unpredictable. That's a good number of fighters with him. The mind races considering what to do. You know what? He's probably going to cause issues if we don't. Let's just dig in. Go defensive with it. Get ready, you shout, turning the wagons to form a wall. With weapons drawn, you wait. Eventually, you hear a shout on the wind. Rook, my good friend, we come to parley. He throws his weapon on the ground and approaches alone. I so don't trust that. Why would I believe a word you say? Rook, we were good friends. What happened? You tried to kill us. Just go back to Frostville and leave us alone. Ah, Rook, it's your pretty girl. I'm glad nothing happened to her. With the dredge, I mean. My friends, how could I forget everything you've done for me? Broke into my city, took my warriors, took my food, and then killed some people so you could take more food. That was a nice touch. Took one of my best men. How are you, Onif? Do they treat you well? Shove it up your ass, Akil. If you come out here to kill me, let's get it over with. Nothing like that. You must think you know me, or people like me. What'd Onif tell you? I'm crazy? I mean, yeah. I haven't survived because I'm crazy. I did what had to be done to make it in Frostville. The only mistake I made was you. What kind of man are you, Rook? You look like an average man to me. A man worried about his daughter, maybe. Just making his way. But then look behind you. How many people is that? They follow you. Fight for you. Why? What kind of man are you? The kind of man who does what needs to be done, I guess. Then we have something in common. But unlike me, they gladly follow you. Who do these people think you are? You saved them. You're a hero. Maybe that's more important than who you really are. What's your point, Akil? I'm your prisoner, Rook. Bind my hands. Frostvale is done. I can't survive there, thanks to you, my good friends. You may not have cut my throat, but you sentenced us to death. I don't believe that's who you are. Is this some kind of apology? You can't trust me, I know that. Take me and my men as prisoners, if that's what it takes. Akil looks down at the ground, and the words slowly come slowly to him. It's not about begging. I'm not above begging. Let's see. I'm gonna ask Onif about his opinion. I'd be a hypocrite if I told you to leave them. I don't know, Rook. You don't know me. How could you not trust me, or how could you trust my word any more than his? I'm behind whatever decision you make. That's tempting. Because obviously, it's the same thing as those last guys. They join you and then they mess with you. Taking them as prisoners obviously kind of gets past that, you know, hey, they're trying to screw with us thing. But then it also keeps them resentful regardless. I can let them join, but I also really don't like Akil. I can leave him in the waste. These tough questions. That's the thing, and it's, you know that I could pick something here and it won't show up for like 3 chapters, and then out of nowhere something happens. You know what? For the content regardless. Let Akil join you on strict terms. We need fighters. You fight the dreads just like the rest of us. You fight for everyone now, not just yourselves. And if you even look the wrong way at a single man, woman, or child in this caravan, there would be no hesitation about killing you on the spot. Good. Do us a greater honor than I had hoped, Rook. These people are right to follow you. You'll have no trouble from us. I may be reckless, but I pay my debts. The caravan eyes them suspiciously, but they try to fit in, following your orders. You expect to hear complaints about this. Things are definitely becoming complicated.